There you go. You guys can see it, right? Okay. So we're team six. Our team name is Zephyr, and we have been working on a project, and the name of our project is the OpenFrontiers Foundation.
Okay, so all right, so I'm going to continue. What is our nonprofit organization is an NGO that focuses on provision of more easily accessible healthcare to the necessary communities across the globe. But since we're just starting out, we're going to be focusing on northeastern states of India, namely Assam, and their tea industry and sericulture, which are one of the main industries in the state, and which have, unfortunately been facing a lot of difficulties with their working conditions. So what we plan to do is we step in from there, and we're going to expand in the near future. Okay, so what are we targeting? We focus on solving the global issue of inaccessibility to healthcare, especially in the remote rural areas. That concerns especially the northeastern states of India because, for example, look, when we talk about like inaccessibility of healthcare, when we touch the regions such as sub-Saharan Africa or Latin America, we have a lot of corporations already taking deep care of those regions, and we have a lot of focus and attention. But when we talk about isolated regions like in Southeast Asia, namely like the state of Assam, for example, which has even in the recent past experienced like heavy flooding, you don't see it being in as big of a spotlight even within the country itself, which is a shame. So we try to eliminate the problem and solve the issue and try to help people out, and especially in those industries. So why are we targeting it? So inaccessibility of healthcare is one of the largest problems in today's world. It is especially large in second and third world countries because you're not going to have that problem in, like, let's say, France or Britain. This concerns mostly rural and agricultural societies which don't have proper access to healthcare, where hospitals are like hundreds of miles away. We as a team strive towards making the world a better place to live in physically and mentally. And the only way to achieve this is to make people stronger physically, so they will be able to invest in their time in their jobs and their craft in a way that they will know that in case anything that might happen, they're going to have proper access for their own health, and they're not going to have to neglect their own bodies. So our solution as of now, it includes the main thing over here is creation of a non-profit organization, a charitable organization called Open Frontiers Foundation that will that aims to face the problems that we talked about like minutes ago. The path. So this path that we have taken to solving the problem includes distribution of medical equipment to public hospitals. But to correct this presentation, it's more distribution of public equipment to smaller hospitals, right? So because like we're not going to distribute to hospitals like in larger cities that already have a proper abundance of those. We're going to distribute to communities and hospitals that like face a lack of those, especially in smaller ones where the government is not able to take proper care and take the proper initiative. Provision of healthcare insurance. We provide healthcare insurance to communities, and like especially in cases where diseases might require healthcare that is not public, where public healthcare will not be able to take the lift on helping persons with their particular problems. Sending trained volunteers who will tend to people who require medical assistance. So this is one of the main points, because what we're going to do is we're going to recruit volunteers who want to assist in our program, and we're going to have working stations within the villages. So in the fields, in like those heavy conditions, imagine those mountain sides and those sericulture farms where people like tend to the plants and to the insects which produce their desired products. So in those conditions, a lot of people face diseases which can have major impact on their health. So we are our stations in a way are going to be as like first aid stations on one hand, and on the second hand, we're going to aim for prevention as well. So it's going to be cheaper for us, and at the same time, it's not going to take the risk of them having to go through something hard before they have to go to the hospital. Developing an app that'll get pharmaceuticals delivered to the houses. So we aim to deliver an app that will deliver, for example, pharmaceuticals and medicines for like communities which are even further. So we, even without having physical presence, we will be able to like connect those communities to the national network of healthcare within India. So they will be like, much more connected with others, and they're not going to be isolated from the rest of the healthcare system within their country. Provision of nutritionally enhanced food products and water. So this is, even though this point is semi on in hindsight and like not secondary, this is still important because a lot of those people require food that has proper nutrition, proper amounts of vitamins and minerals in their heavy work, because it requires a lot of physical effort. So what we do is provide it with them, and especially during hard times such as these, when recently they have faced floods and like their houses and communities were destroyed, when they cannot engage in the craft that will take care of their needs properly, we help them with that as well as a secondary strategy. So yeah. Incorporating the health protocols that health workers need to abide in order to treat their patient. Whenever we treat our patients, we treat them in a way that is, taken as international measures that have been acknowledged, because we bring in volunteers from around the world with their first hand knowledge of, treating these patients. So we aim to create a society where we, and like a working space where we, for example, can bring in international levels of expertise into treating with these people, so we can treat them in the right way, so we will get them productive and without suffering for as much as possible, basically. Setting up healthcare camps and awareness programs. So we talked about healthcare camps and our stations in their villages and awareness programs now. So our awareness programs include, first of all, promotional websites such as our own, or like creation of our presence in social media. But it also means creating like programs as in events in real life and online. Because first off, we need to shed light the on the area of this world in specific. Because even though it is globally influential, because a lot of the products that we wear, a lot of products that we like eat and consume, they come from that area, but people and their needs are neglected, as well as their problems. So we're going to set up programs online. We're going to partner with other people and organizations to set up like more events to shed light on these problems. Rallies includes the same events, because we're going to do them in real life, attract people in India and around the world as well who might want to contribute. Partnering up with NGOs that look to solve more specific healthcare related issues. We're going to partner with NGOs, for example, who might want to partner in solving similar issues in our area, because NGOs, we are not looking for the profit over here. Like, it's literally in our name. So non-profit, we're non-profit, so we can easily partner with others, because finding solution together is going to be much more effective than fighting against each other. Reform in pre-existing hospitals. We're going to try to come in and reform the pre-existing clinics and hospitals, especially in small communities, because it has been acknowledged by multiple federal reports that these hospitals don't abide by basic protocols in like healthcare service, I mean, because they lack equipment, they lack staff, and in many times the presence of patients there is considered dangerous, because they might even encounter other diseases which will make their immunities worse and might, result in much worse results for them and their families. The Open Frontiers Foundation is will is hoping to secure investments from media officials as well as businesses in healthcare and field, and such as pharmaceutical companies and media retailers. The former can aid us in expanding our reach, while latter can facilitate a faster achievement of our mission. Through regular updates, we will make sure to maintain a strong relationship with our investors and thereby ensure that their funds are put to good use. We also seek to appeal to volunteers, medical and technical professionals, as well as social workers to contribute to our cause. So, uh, as our contributors and donors, we seek to partner with the media so we can, increase the reach of our organization, so we can attract more people to either volunteer or contribute to us financially. We do that with the media, so it's to expand our reach, to promote our idea and our helping hand. We as well aim to contribute in the field of pharmaceuticals and medicine. So we partner up with those companies. But one of the other main partners that we're going to hand, how like as in hand, right, is going to be other companies that are involved in the same business. Because look, if you have companies that are involved in tea production and selling of products, they on the one hand, they're going to want their companies to have workers that are healthy so can contribute to their work more efficiently. On the other hand, you have tea companies. So having their tea or their products come in general from areas with bad working conditions where their workers are abused and mistreated is going to have bad reputation. So with our help, they're going to be able to receive kinds of certificates and like acknowledgement for fair labor and going to be able to improve their brand image and increase their brand loyalty in the process. So yeah, let's go next slide. Our target market. Our target market sector segment of clients includes rural and oftentimes isolated working communities in the tea industry and sericulture, both vital fields of the employment in the Assamese economy. So, touching to the point of clients. So, these these communities that especially produce tea and sericulture, as in silk production, these companies include hundreds of thousands of workers and make up one of the biggest shares of Assamese economy as well as contributing majorly to the Indian economy as a whole because up to 26 to 30% of Indian tea comes from the state of Assam alone, as well as silk, which has been there for thousands of years and people have been engaged in that craft for basically forever. So what we do is we aim to help those people, and we see them as our clients to our initiative. So in one way, that is our target market, those communities, and the hospitals and all those communities involved in as a group, basically. The market of donors, on the other hand, includes tea companies and chains, brands involved with distribution, sales, or production of Assamese tea, such as like let's say there were several brands like in the Assam alone and international brands such as Starbucks or what was it called? Tim Hortons. That of course buy their tea from Assam as well because Assamese tea is known for its flavor and its abundance of taste. So those companies that are involved, we aim to partner up with them as well to achieve extra investments and sponsorship for achievement of our goals. Furthermore, it includes independent persons involved or interested in charitable works, as well as organized aimed towards similar goals as our own. Next, it involves people, maybe in the state by itself, or maybe people in the entirety of India or around the world, because a lot of people have extra income that they would like to donate to causes such as this. And what we do is we direct their cost to something with tangible benefit that will impact actual communities and will help a lot of people. So those people are also taken into account. How to reach us? Okay, now we have several platforms where we maintain a constant presence, such as Instagram, Open Frontiers, Facebook, the Open Frontiers, Twitter, uh, the thingy Open Frontiers. Excuse me, I'm not that good at that. I forgot how this is called. Anyways, email the Open Frontiers Foundation at gmail.com. Website openfrontiers.wixsite.com. Frontiers. So yeah. End of slide, yes.